have done fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off and pages loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the days on its run. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Thank you very much. Please sit down. It's really great to see everybody on this beautiful, beautiful day in Washington, D.C. Some people say the swamp, but I will not say that today. I refuse. This is too important, what we're doing. One of the most important deals and the most important trade deal we've ever made by far. I want to thank Senator Joni Ernst for being here. Joni, thank you very much. Of Iowa, and I'll be there very soon. We'll be doing something very important in Iowa, but this is maybe more important than all of it put together, right, Joni? So I want to thank you for being here. Congressman Holding, Congressman Rowe, Congressman Newhouse, and Congressman Meadows, thank you all for being here. We very much appreciate it. You've been very instrumental. Thank you. I'm thrilled to speak to the American people to share truly historic news for our nation and indeed for the world. I want to thank Vice President Pence for joining us this morning. It's my great honor to announce that we have successfully completed negotiations on a brand new deal to terminate and replace NAFTA and the NAFTA trade agreements with an incredible new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement called USMCA. It sort of just works. MCA. USMCA. And that'll be the name, I guess, that 99% of the time we'll be hearing, USMCA. Has a good ring to it. I have long contended that NAFTA was perhaps the worst trade deal ever made. Since NAFTA's adoption, the United States racked up trade deficits totaling more than $2 trillion, and it's a much higher number than that. With Canada and Mexico, it lost vast amounts of money and lost 4.1 million manufacturing jobs and 1 in 4 auto jobs. Lost about 25% of our auto jobs, even more than that. Throughout the campaign, I promised to renegotiate NAFTA, and today we have kept that promise. But for 25 years as a civilian, as a businessman, I used to say, how could anybody have signed a deal like NAFTA? And I watched New England and so many other places where I was, just the factories were leaving, the jobs were leaving, people were being fired. and we can't have that. So we have negotiated this new agreement based on the principle of fairness and reciprocity. To me, it's the most important word in trade, because we've been treated so unfairly by so many nations all over the world, and we're changing that. We just signed a much better deal with South Korea. We had a horrible, horrible deal, and we just signed that at United Nations, and that's worked out well, and they're happy, we're happy. It's good for jobs, good for a lot of things. When that deal was signed, they said 250,000 jobs will be given by signing this transaction, and they were right. I've said it before, they were right. 250,000 jobs to South Korea, not to the United States. So that's changed, and very much for the better, and this one is a brand new deal. The agreement will govern nearly $1.2 trillion in trade, which makes it the biggest trade deal in the United States history. I want to congratulate U.S. Trade Representative Bob Lighthizer, who has worked. Nobody understands how hard he's worked. No matter when you called him, he was in the office, or he was in somebody else's office doing the same thing. Bob Lighthizer is great. I've heard it for years. I said, if I ever do this, I want to get Lighthizer to represent us, because he felt the way I did. And the entire team at the USTR standing behind me, and some right here in the audience. I want to thank you all. Fantastic job. Peter Navarro, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you. Fantastic group of people. They love our country. I also want to thank Secretary Mnuchin, Secretary Ross, Secretary Nielsen, Secretary Perdue, Jared Kushner, Peter Navarro, and the United States Ambassador to Canada, Kelly Craft. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. I also want to thank President Peña Nieto of Mexico, who we had a few disagreements, but I really like him a lot. I think he may like me, I'm not sure. But I think he's a terrific person, and he'll be leaving soon, but he's really done a good job, and wonderful, wonderful person. And the Mexican president-elect, Lopez Obrador, who has given his support to this agreement, and we're developing a really good relationship, which I think is very important for our country, frankly, and for Mexico. And so they worked together on this. This was done by both. I said, look, I don't want to sign an agreement, and then a new president comes in, they don't like it, and we have difficulty. They worked very much together on it, and I appreciate it from both. I have to certainly give my highest regards to Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. A lot of stories came out about Justin and I having difficulty together, and we did over the trade deal. But I'll tell you, it's turned out to be a very, very good deal for both, and a very, very good deal for all three. It puts us in a position that we've never been in before. It's very good when you look at the world and what the world is doing, and when you look at the unfair trade practices that countries are using against the United States. This is a terrific deal for all of us. Once approved by Congress, this new deal will be the most modern, up-to-date, and balanced trade agreement in the history of our country, with the most advanced protections for workers ever developed. If you look at the reviews, people that would normally not, under any circumstances, say good things, because automatically they have to say bad. Even some Democrats say that's amazing. We had some, they haven't been given the sound bites yet, I guess, Mike, but actually you had some Democrats say this is really amazing if he really got all of that. But by tomorrow, I would suspect they'll change their tune. But that's okay, because people know how good it is. It's an amazing deal for a lot of people. Likewise, it will be the most advanced trade deal in the world, with ambitious provisions on the digital economy, patents, very important, financial services, and other areas where the United States has a strong competitive advantage. Mexico and Canada have agreed to strong new labor protections, environmental protections, and new protections for intellectual property. So important. This New Deal is an especially great victory for our farmers. Our farmers have gone through a lot over the last 15 years. They've been taken advantage of by everybody. Prices have gone way down. And we're working on some other deals that are going to make them very happy also. But this is a very, very big deal for our farmers. Mexico and Canada will be opened up a lot more than they are now. And I think there'll be a better spirit between the three countries, which is important for our farmers. The agreement will give our farmers and ranchers far greater access to sell American-grown produce in Mexico and in Canada. The deal includes a substantial increase in our farmers' opportunities to export American wheat, poultry, eggs, and dairy, including milk, butter, cheese, yogurt, and ice cream, to name a few. I want to be very specific. I want to be very specific, right? And many other products, but those products were not really being treated fairly as far as those that worked so hard to produce them, and now they're going to be treated fairly. These measures will support many hundreds of thousands of American jobs. This is also a historic win for American manufacturers and American auto workers who have been treated so badly. We've lost so many jobs over the years under NAFTA. Under the current New Deal, and if you look at the current NAFTA deal, the New Deal is taking care of all of these problems because NAFTA, foreign companies have been allowed to manufacture many of their parts overseas, ship them to Mexico and Canada for assembly, and send their foreign-made cars into the United States with no tax. So we let all our people go. We fire everybody. They make cars. They make products. They make everything in another country. They send them into the United States, no tax. And the cost is very little different. Sometimes it's more for those people that like to talk about cost. With this agreement, we are closing all of these terrible loopholes. They're closed. They're gone. They were a disaster. For example, we are requiring a large portion of every car to be made by high-wage workers, which will greatly reduce foreign outsourcing, which was a tremendous problem, and means more auto parts and automobiles will be manufactured inside the United States. We will be manufacturing many more cars. And our companies won't be leaving the United States, firing their workers and building their cars elsewhere. There's no longer that incentive. Before, under the NAFTA deal, they had that incentive. They have the opposite incentive now. We're not going to be losing our companies. That was, to me, the most important thing. I don't want to see our companies leave and fire our workers, and our workers never get jobs to replace those jobs. Those days are over. This deal will also impose new standards requiring at least 75% of every automobile to be made in North America in order to qualify for the privilege of free access to our markets. And that's what it is. It's a privilege. We don't take it as a privilege. We don't take it as a privilege. It's a privilege for them to do business with us. And I'm not talking about Mexico. I'm talking about everybody. Everybody. It's a privilege for China to do business with us. It's a privilege for the European Union, who has treated us very badly, but that's coming along, to do business with us. Japan, every country. It's a privilege for them to come in and attack the piggy bank. In this, we will have a result of much more happening right here in the United States. It means, more than anything else, far more American jobs, and these are high-quality jobs. There are also strong provisions to enforce what's called the rules of origin requirements. This will incentivize billions of dollars in new purchases of U.S.-made automobiles. Once approved, this will be a new dawn for the American auto industry and for the American auto worker. They will see. They understand. They voted for us in large numbers, even though their leadership always goes Democrat. A couple of them said to me, I don't know how I can do it again. Many of them, the leaders would back Democrats and would tell me, you're going to get most of the votes from union workers. And we got most of the votes from workers, period. But the American auto worker was very much behind what we were doing as one primary aspect. It will transform North America back into a manufacturing powerhouse. If you remember, the previous administration said, we're not going to have manufacturing jobs anymore, essentially. We're not going to make things anymore? No, just the opposite. Going to be a manufacturing powerhouse and allow us to reclaim a supply chain that has been offshored to the world because of unfair trade issues. We also provide brand new intellectual property protections for biologic drugs, which will make North America a haven for medical innovation and development. We want our drugs to be made here. When you talk prescription drugs, we don't like getting them from foreign countries. We don't know what's happening with those drugs, how they're being made. Too important. This landmark agreement will send cash and jobs pouring into the United States and into North America. Good for Canada, good for Mexico. Instead of jobs leaving for overseas, they will be returning back home, and we've already had it. We have many, many car companies. I was with Prime Minister Abe of Japan. He said, we have sent many car companies to the United States over the last year and a half. It's true, and big expansions. And very importantly, he said many more are coming because they have an incentive now to be here. People want to be back in the United States again. As I say, the United States is respected again, but it's also respected as to trade and industry. This is a truly extraordinary agreement for the United States, Canada, and Mexico. President Peña, it's so important that the president and I have developed this sort of a bond on trade. Peña Nieto, a man that has done a very good job for Mexico in terms of trade, and Prime Minister Trudeau, who I just spoke to both of them a little while ago. They love their countries. They want to do right for their countries, and that's what they've done. And we've really formed, if you look at this agreement, we formed a great partnership with Mexico.
All right, folks, welcome. My name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times. I am the host of the stream, and we have footage from inside of the Make America Great Again rally. I'll be putting it up on your screen in just a second. You guys are going to see a screen that says live stream starting soon as I get everything ready to go. In between, until the president comes out, we will have a few windows come up, and while we're fixing everything here, let me turn off the. All right. So we will have a few windows that come up just like the ones you're seeing now, just to make sure that everything is correct as we get everything ready for the president and him to come out and give his speech. So again, we're going to be putting it on your screen right now. There it is. And we'll go on from there. Thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice. Please make sure to share this live stream on social media, and also make sure to smack the like button and show Golden State Times some support and some love by smacking the like button and sharing this stream on social media. Thank you so much to the moderators for keeping the chat clean and enjoyable for everyone. We hope that you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the chat. Thank you.
Say
All right, folks, so I just posted it on Twitter and also on gab.ai. So if you guys follow us on those social medias, make sure you guys repost it or post it yourselves, and that helps out the channel a lot. Thank you. All right, folks, a quick question. If you guys want Brett Kavanaugh confirmed right now, press 1 on the chat. Make sure you guys let it be known that you want Brett Kavanaugh confirmed ASAP. Press 1 on the chat.
His day is mine.
All right, folks. So I'm seeing tons of ones. It just looks like a sea of ones on the chat. Don't worry, folks. He's going to be confirmed most likely on Saturday. So by Monday of next week, we will have a new Supreme Court justice. So don't worry, folks. He's getting confirmed 100% this Saturday. Make sure you guys stay tuned live here at Golden State Times because we're going to be streaming his confirmation vote that is set to take place on Saturday, the same day that President Trump is having a rally later on Saturday night. So make sure you guys stay tuned live here at Golden State Times. We're going to be streaming both things, and you guys are not going to miss anything because it's our job to keep you informed and not tell you how to think. So that's who we are, folks. If you are new to this channel, we don't tell you how to think. We don't have talking heads here telling you, feeding you, spoon feeding you information that what you should think, right? We only stream events in full. You make your own conclusion. If you guys need any help, you guys can always reach out to me. If you guys need information or how to get information. But other than that, we don't tell you how to think, folks. Okay? You guys think for yourselves. And we're just here to help. Thank you so much. On the chat, if you guys think that there's going to be a red tsunami in November, post any emoji that is red on the chat so we can see a red wave on the chat that is going to mimic, is going to be a small scale red tsunami that's going to happen in November. So let's go. I want to give a quick thank you to Anon. Thank you so much, Anon, for your support on Super Chat. And Anon says, Golden State Times, thank you. No, thank you. thank all of you that are here choosing us as your stream of choice. If you just joined us, you just walked in the door right now, make sure to please share this stream on social media. Also, make sure to smack the like button. And tell your friends that the president is set to speak in just a few minutes. And you guys have just contributed to the channel. It's that simple, folks. By sharing, by clicking the thumbs up button below the video, that is more than enough, folks. If you do want to contribute using Super Chat, that is amazing. You know why? Because that helps us get to the next rally. But if you want to contribute to the channel, smack a like on this video, on this live stream, share it on social media, send it to your friends through text message or email or whatever, or post it on one of those groups that are on Facebook and Twitter. If you're part of those, just post it on there. Maybe we can get more patriots out here and let them know that the president is set to speak in just a few minutes. Thank you. I'd like to say thank you to Nelson. Thank you so much for your support on Super Chat. Thank you, Patriot. For those that just joined us, this is live footage from inside the venue where President Trump is going to give his rally. This is in Rochester, Minnesota. Thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice. I saw some of you folks that have been posting this live stream on Facebook and Twitter and Gab and stuff like that. So I just want to give a quick thank you for all of your support. That helps us out so much. I cannot express how much it helps us when one of you folks shares our live stream on social media. Okay, it helps out the channel so much, and that I'm so grateful for it. All right, so I'm going to give a quick shout out to a few people that have been sharing our live stream on social media. Thank you very much, Viper on Twitter. Let's see. We also have Dan on Twitter. Thank you so much for sharing our live stream. We have Neil. We have Cindy. Thank you so much for sharing our live stream on Twitter. Thank you again, Neil, for sharing our live stream. And we have Rainbow Promise. Thank you so much. And we also have Brock. We have The Patriot Fight. Thank you so much. Carly for USA. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. Punisher 789. Thank you so much for sharing our live stream on social media. We have, I think it's Occulturism. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. Let's see, who else do we have here, folks? We also have Timothy. Thank you, Timothy, for sharing our stream on social media. So yeah, okay, there's another one. We have Ms. Bateman. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. Also, Helium, thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. We got Rodden Brown, thank you so much for sharing our live stream. We have Rockin' Dawson, thank you so much for sharing our live stream. So yeah, folks, we have quite a few patriots sharing our live stream on social media. So if you guys would like a shout out, please share our stream on social media. On Facebook, on Twitter, on Gab, on all that stuff. So thank you so much in advance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red.
Someone on the chat said, I don't do social media, laugh out loud. It's fun if you don't do social media. That's cool. You can always send it through text message. You can send it through email. You can send it through smoke signals. You can send it through however you can do it. That's just a very good way of supporting the channel. So thank you in advance.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I want to give a quick shout out to Nick and also to Dave. Thank you so much for sharing our live stream on social media. And we have Golden State Times covering President Trump rally now. That's what Estelle says. Thank you, Estelle, for your support on Super Chat. Sorry, your support on Super Chat. I mean, your support on sharing the live stream. I'm like thinking about too many things at one time, folks. Who else do we have here? My IPTV on Twitter shared our live stream. Thank you so much. We also have Lena. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. Estelle, thank you so much for sharing our live stream. John Martin, thank you so much for sharing our live stream. We got Zach and AK, thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. We got Irma, thank you so much for sharing our stream. So yeah, folks, you guys are amazing for sharing our stream on social media. Thank you so much. I would like to say thank you to William and also to Norma. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. We also have Mary. Thank you very much, Mary, for sharing our stream. Thank you. I'd like to give a quick thank you to Deplorable Betty. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. Also, Steamer Girl, thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. We got Small Caps, thank you so much also for sharing our stream. J Love, thank you so much. Norma, thank you so much for sharing our stream. We also got William, thank you so much, William, for sharing our stream on Twitter. If I'm missing you from Facebook or Gab or anything like that, I'll look at it right now and I'll give you guys a shout out. Give me just a few minutes. So I would like to give a quick thank you to George and also Patricia. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. All right, so I'm moving over to Gab right now, and we have Feral Beast. Thank you for sharing our stream. We also have Culturism. I think the same person from Twitter. Thank you for sharing it. Also on Gab, you're amazing. I'd like to give a thank you to Debranil. I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on Twitter. Thank you to Gerard for sharing our stream on Twitter. And also Brad, thank you so much for your support in sharing our live stream. We also have Garnet and Chat Flat. Thank you so much. We have Apache77. All of those patrons just shared our stream on social media, on Twitter. I'm going to go to Facebook real quick to see if I find any other patriots that are sharing our stream. So we have Michael and Kevin. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. We also have Surotic. Thank you so much for sharing our stream. And Tina, thank you so much for sharing our stream on Twitter. I'd like to give a quick thank you to Lori, and we also have, let's see, Nancy. Thank you so much, Lori and Nancy, for sharing our stream on Twitter. We also have Bob. Thank you very much, Bob, for sharing our stream on social media. We got Michael and Kevin. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. If you guys would like a quick shout out, please share our stream on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Gab. I'm going to go switch over to Gab right now and see if there's any more Patriots that shared our stream. But I'm going to continue giving shout outs until they come out and speak. There's going to be a few speakers before the president, so make sure you guys stay tuned. I'd like to give a quick thank you to Chico. Thank you so much for your contribution on PayPal. Thank you so much. All right, so for some reason I can't access my Facebook account. I don't know what's up with that. Facebook is always doing shady stuff. So if you shared our live stream on Facebook, thank you so much. I wish I can give you a shout out, but Facebook doesn't allow me to go back into my account. I don't know what it is. But anyways, let's move on and let's see if we have any more on Twitter of Patriots sharing our live stream. Thank you so much. All right, so we have Peter. Thank you for sharing our stream. We also have Debbie. Thank you for sharing our stream on social media. We have Scott. Thank you very much, Scott. And we also have Broward County, Florida. Thank you so much for sharing our stream. We also have Daisy _IMA. Thank you so much for sharing our stream. Alex, thank you very much, Alex, for sharing our stream. And we also have Hannah-Lore. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't, but Hannah-Lore, thank you so much. And also we have If It Wasn't for the Law. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. Patrick, thank you very much, Patrick, for you sharing our live stream on Twitter. Thank you so much, folks. That helps us out so much. Thank you. I'd like to give a quick thank you to James, Mark, and Chad. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. We also have Trump Fan. Thank you very much for sharing our stream. We got a few of them now. We got Neil. We got Aaron. We got Bob. Thank you very much, Bob. And we also have Sally. And we got Estelle. Thank you so much, Estelle, again, for sharing our stream on social media. We got Dr. K. Thank you so much. And we also have No Open Door. Thank you so much for sharing our stream. We got John and Follow QAnon. Thank you so much. All right, folks, so it should start soon, so don't go anywhere. Please share the live stream on social media. Smack the like button. That helps out the channel, and stay tuned. press 1 on the chat if you guys think that President Trump should bring Kavanaugh up to the stage in this rally. Let me know. Press 1 if you guys think it would be awesome if Kavanaugh was at this rally and he would speak to the American people. That would be crazy. All right, I'd like to give a shout out to Melissa. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. Let's see. We also have Linda. Thank you so much, Linda, for sharing our stream. And we got Betty. Thank you so much for sharing our stream on social media. If we have any more, we'll give them a shout out for sharing our stream. That helps out the channel so much. Also, if you guys just joined us right now, please share the stream on social media. Also, smack the like button. If you share it on Twitter, I'll give you a shout out, and I'll try to also look for some on gab.ai. On Facebook, I really can't. So if you guys have a Facebook and you guys are sharing it on there, thank you so much. But I can't give you a shout out because I can't access my Facebook account. I don't know why they logged me out. So now they won't let me back in, folks. It is what it is with Facebook. All right, so a new Rasmussen poll came out today. Even the president wrote a tweet about it, and they're saying that his approval rating is at 50%. On the chat, let me know what you guys think his real approval rating with the American people is. I'm telling you, folks, the president's approval rating has never dipped below 60%. But to the fake news and all these fake polls, they're always saying from around 40 to 50%. But let me know in the chat, what percentage do you guys think is the real approval rating of the President of the United States? I'd like to give a quick thank you to Sherry. Thank you so much, Sherry, for your support on Super Chat. And it says, thanks for streaming. We no need for mainstream media and Fox any longer. Last time, I think it was on the last Trump rally in Mississippi, I believe, Fox News wasn't even streaming. It wasn't even covering the Trump rally. That is crazy. A lot of people were very angry with Fox News on social media for not covering that Trump rally, folks. But guess what? If Fox doesn't want to cover it, we'll cover it. And that's what's going to happen from now on, folks. If the mainstream media is not covering it, we here at Golden State Times is definitely covering it. Every single one of them, folks. So stay tuned. I'd like to give a quick thank you to Maggie. Thank you so much, Maggie, for your support on Super Chat. And Maggie says, we appreciate your coverage of President Trump rallies. Thank you and Godspeed. Well, God bless you, Maggie, and thank you so much. All right, folks. Here they're gonna start giving out Trump hats to the crowd. They're gonna try to, amp up the crowd and get everybody energized. So check this out.
Are y'all ready to see the president? Yes. Okay, who wants some official swag? Can I hear USA? USA!
I'd like to give a quick thank you to Prosper USA 1. Thank you for your support on Super Chat. Also, I'd like to give a quick thank you to Medusa. Thank you so much for your support on Super Chat.
Let's keep it going. USA! USA! USA!
On the chat, press 1 if you guys don't have a Trump hat and want one. If you already have one and you guys sport it as many times as you possibly can, press 2 on the chat. All right, folks. So one thing that I just learned right now, I didn't even know about this. They, on President Trump's official website for his campaign, they actually have Trump hat for kids. I did not know that. That's actually pretty interesting. That is new. I did not know that they had that. But okay, so I just wanted to say something real quick. We want to start giving away Trump hats. We have a few in stock here with us, and we're going to be getting a few more. But we're going to try to find the best way of doing it. I've tried it before in the past, and I tried communicating with the people that won, and nobody gotten back to me. But there needs to be a better way of how we can give away some Trump hats as an appreciation for all of your support and your constant support. And we really want to see which way what's the best way we can do it. Best way to do giveaways and stuff like that of Trump hats, because I really want people that don't have one to get one so they can sport it, so they can, when they go to Trump rallies, they can wear it and stuff like that. But I really do need suggestions, maybe ideas of how to do it. So if you have a good idea of how I can, do that, email me at gent, which is GENT, at goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's GENT at goldenstatetimes.com. Thank you so much. I want to give a quick thank you to Bob. Thank you so much, Bob, for your support on Super Chat. Also, thank you very much, April, for your support on Super Chat. I want to give a quick thank you to TG. Thank you so much for your support on Super Chat. Thank you, Patriot.
Proud of all we have done.
If you just joined us, welcome. My name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times, and this is live footage from inside the venue where President Trump is going to have his Make America Great Again rally. We'd like to thank you for choosing us as your stream of choice. If you just joined us right now, if you would like to help out Golden State Times, please share this live stream on social media. If you guys share it on Twitter or on Gab, I'll give you guys a quick shout out. Also, please smack the like button, the thumbs up button right below the video. That helps out the channel so much, and it's greatly appreciated. Also, if you are new to the channel and you guys like our coverage, you like our live stream, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notifications bell. That way you get a heads up when we go live. Don't forget, this weekend, folks, another Trump rally on Saturday, and also the Kavanaugh final vote of confirmation is also this Saturday. So make sure you guys tune in here at Golden State Times for live coverage of both events. Stay tuned. All right, folks, so this is the 10-minute warning. 10-minute warning, folks. Get your coffees, get your beers, get your, soda, whatever you like to drink, tea, and get ready because President Trump is set to come out in just a few minutes and give his speech. If you just joined us right now, welcome. My name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times. I'm the host of the stream, and I'd like to ask you to please share the stream on social media. And also smack the like button, the thumbs up button right below the video. Those help out the channel so much. Stay tuned, folks, because he's about to come out. Thank you.
Christ was born across the sea, with our glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy,
So, this is supposed to be a Democrat state. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. They have a very big surprise coming, don't you think? Very big surprise. Hello, Minnesota. Great state, thank you. And I'm thrilled to be back in the heartland with thousands of hardworking and truly great American patriots. You know that. In less than 2 years of Republican leadership, America has achieved the biggest comeback in our history. True. Jobs are booming, wages are rising, and the number of Americans working right now, today, has reached an all-time high in our history. We are defending our great Second Amendment. Taking care of our wonderful veterans who we love and respect. And our military will soon be more powerful than ever before by far. But the radical Democrats want to take it all away. They want to destroy our prosperity. We've had great prosperity. You see what's happening. You don't want your 401ks being cut in half, and if you vote Democrat, that's what's going to happen. They want to erase our gains and plunge our country into a nightmare of gridlock, poverty, chaos, and frankly, crime, because that's what comes with it. So we're just 5 weeks away from one of the most important congressional elections in our lifetime. You see what's happening in Washington right now, so you know how important it is. You see what's going on. By the way, look back there. Look at all that media. Look at all that media. If we could ever get them on our side, we'd win for 1,000 years. For 1,000 years. On Tuesday, November 6th, I need your vote, I need your support to stop radical Democrats and to elect proud Minnesota Republicans, and we have some great ones right now up for election. This week I announced another historic victory for our nation. We're replacing the job-killing disaster known as NAFTA with the brand new U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. It's called the USMCA. That works, right? USMCA. I didn't want to use NAFTA. That has been a disaster for our country. 50,000 plants and factories moving out, millions and millions of jobs lost, one of the worst trade deals ever. I actually know one that's worse, but I won't tell you because we're going to be doing something with that too. But NAFTA's been one of the great disasters of all time, and now we have a great and fair deal. We have a fair deal, and that's what we want. Great for our workers, and really great for our farmers. It's about time. We're opening it up. The barriers are coming down. And this is tremendous for Minnesota. This is tremendous for Minnesota. And you've waited for a long time. And by the way, we got plenty coming. You know what's going on with China? They want to make a deal. They want to make a deal. But I say they're not ready yet. They want to make a deal, but I told them, you want to make a deal, but you're not ready yet. So we'll talk later. We have secured landmark protections for the medical innovations being produced right here in your great state. You have great medical in your state. And we've removed unfair trade barriers for our proud Minnesota farmers and our dairy producers like has never, ever been done before in our country. America is winning again, and America is being respected again all over the world right now, and we're going to keep it that way forever. It's called America First. You even have people sitting behind the flag. It's okay. Great people. And by the way, you got thousands of people outside, and you have thousands of people who I just saw in a lovely room, but I said, next time you have to get here a couple of days earlier. Right? The only reason to vote Democrat is if you are tired of winning. That's really it. Because you're winning. You're winning a lot. There's never been an administration that in already less than 2 years, but can you believe we all did this together? We're coming up on 2 years. Can you believe it? There has never been an administration with you that's done so much in so little time. 2 years, no administration's come close. None has come close. And we've got a lot coming. If Democrats take over Congress, the stock market will plummet. They will. It will plummet. You know, there's a reason for it. Every day we hit new highs, new highs. I think we had 103 new highs. Think of it. All time. That means jobs. To a lot of people, it means great 401ks. It means great. But to a lot of people, it means jobs. It's jobs. Your 401ks will be devastated if Democrats take control. And our political system will grind to a really messy halt. And you see what's going on in Congress right now with one of the most respected people, potentially, hopefully, Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Man. What they're putting him through, and his family is incredible, what they're putting them through. Democrats want to raise your taxes. They want to restore job-killing regulations. There's been no administration ever that's cut as many regulations. And we have regulations. We want clean water. We want crystal clear air. We want beautiful environment. But you don't have to have regulation that makes it impossible for our country to compete with other countries. And that's what we're doing. The Democrats want to cripple law enforcement. They want to get rid of ICE. How about ICE? ICE, they're tough and they love our country. But you need tough ones. They're tough. They love our country. They get rid of MS-13. They get rid of these gangs. You wouldn't believe it. They throw them the hell out or they bring them to jail. The Democrats embrace socialism. We're not going to be Venezuela. You see what's happening? And open our borders to deadly drugs and violent gangs. And I've said it, and I'll say it as many times as you want to hear it, and it's because of their policy. The Democrats are truly the party of crime, because that's what happens. Open borders, that's what happens. And the Dems are willing to do anything to hurt anyone to get the power they so desperately crave. All they know is how to do, you know what the words are. They want to resist. They want to obstruct. They want to delay, demolish. They want to destroy. That's what happens. That's what happens. And just take a look at what's going on. Democrats have been trying to destroy Judge Brett Kavanaugh since the very first second he was announced. And he was announced for one simple reason. He is an incredible intellect, an incredible person, an incredible talent. He's been an incredible judge because they know that Judge Kavanaugh will protect, uphold, and defend the Constitution of the United States as written. But all you have to do is look at the polls over the last 3 or 4 days, and it shows that their rage-fueled resistance is starting to backfire at a level that nobody has ever seen before. Nobody's ever seen it. Up 11, up 10, up 14. Nobody's ever seen this before. We love it. Do we love it? We love it. Because people see what's happening and they don't like it. The people of Minnesota and the people of America are going to reject the Democrat politics of anger and destruction, and they are going to vote to keep making America great again, greater than ever before. And in 2 years, they're going to vote to keep America great, right? Keep America great. We're almost at that point already. But I love Make America Great, but I can't use it in 2 years. They'll say, what have you been doing? Right? What have you been doing? Oh, boy, I tell you, it's been a while. We have had fun, right? We've had fun. This is, and they don't even correct me when I say it. They don't even correct me. Fake news media. But this is, I mean, look at this statement. Look, as an example. Thousands of people in a room next door. Thousands and thousands of people outside trying to get in. This big stadium is packed, always, in all fairness to Minnesota, in Las Vegas, in Missouri. You know, in Missouri, thank you. I love you too, but you're not my type. No, but, hey, Missouri, they had 44,000 people outside of a big arena. 44,000 people. Las Vegas, we went to, West Virginia was incredible. West Virginia, Tennessee. And you see how far Tennessee went up over the last couple of days. It's incredible. Missouri, wow, have we done great. Josh. So we're thrilled to be joined by a number of your terrific Republican leaders. And I just want to introduce somebody that's been such an incredible help to me in getting your tax cuts. I mean, not so bad. How about this? How about this? The Dems want to raise your taxes. We want to lower your taxes. We don't want crime. Crime's okay for them. They want open borders. How the hell do we not win this thing in a landslide every time? How do you do it? They're for crime and high taxes. We're for low taxes and no crime. I don't know, somehow, I don't think I would have been a very good politician on the other side of this equation. But a man who really has been helping me a lot. He's a tremendous force in Washington. He's respected by everybody. Congressman Tom Emmer. Minnesota House Speaker Kurt Doudt. Thanks, Kurt. Your state's next Attorney General, Doug Wardlow. Your next governor, I hear he's doing very well, Jeff Johnson. We're also joined by the next United States Senator from Minnesota, Karen Housley. Karen. So Karen is running against a far-left Democrat, Tina Smith, who nobody knows who the hell she is. Who is she? She was appointed. She took a wacky guy's place. That guy was... he was wacky. Boy, did he fold up like a wet rag, huh? Man. Man. He was gone so fast. He was gone so fast. I don't want to mention Al Franken's name, okay? So I won't mention. He was gone. He was gone so fast. It was like, oh, he did something. Oh, I resign. I quit. Wow. He was gone, and he was replaced by somebody that nobody ever heard of. Her name is Tina Smith. Honestly, you know, I do this stuff for a living. I'm not sure I ever heard of her, and I need her vote. The fact is, there's no reason for me to have heard of her, because she's never going to vote for us. She'll always vote for Schumer and Pelosi. And, of course, the legendary low IQ Maxine Waters. Low IQ person. She'll be with Schumer, do whatever he wants. What would you like me to do? Should I vote for higher taxes? Yes. Oh, I want higher taxes. Should I vote against the wall, which is happening, folks? She wants to vote against the wall. She voted against the wall. So we are building the wall. We started it, $1.6 billion. Now we got another $1.6 billion, and we just got another. But I want to build it at one time fast. But we're making a lot of progress on the wall. A lot of progress. Like to do it a lot faster. I'm good at building. And Tina voted for deadly sanctuary cities. Karen, do you promise you will not be voting for sanctuary cities, Karen? Okay, good. She wants to keep crime out of Minnesota. That sounds like a good platform, right? Tina Smith would rather protect violent criminal aliens than loyal American citizens, which is why Tina Smith, that nobody ever heard of, needs to be voted out of office. She got appointed, I guess. And Tina Smith is voting against Judge Kavanaugh. Can you believe that one? So he was number one at Yale Law School. I think she's looking for a better student. Finally, I want to introduce two incredible... By the way, Karen, come up, please. Will you just...
You really do go off script, don't you? Jeez. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. He said Tina Smith way too many times. We need to say Karen Housley a lot more. Thank you.
Vote for her. Vote for Karen. Now for the people that we're here for. Congress is very important. And I'm here to support Congressman Jason Lewis, who you know. He's a friend of mine who has worked so hard for us and so hard on your Second Amendment, which is under siege, and so hard on cutting your taxes and regulations. So, Jason, thank you. Come on up, Jason. And the next representative from Minnesota's 1st District, Jim Hagedorn. Come on up, fellas.
Welcome to Minnesota, Mr. President. Now, everybody in this room knows Minnesota loves President Trump. But I will tell you, in 2020, when he comes back here and takes this state, the whole world's going to know Minnesota loves President Trump. And you know what else Minnesota loves, Mr. President? They love tax cuts that let you keep more of your money. Now, in the final analysis, that's really it, isn't it? I mean, growth is great, 4.5% growth, more job openings and job seekers, after-tax income up 6% in 1 year. But in the final analysis, whose money is it? It's yours. You ought to have it. Minnesota loves manufacturing, mining, and energy production in the 2nd District. Minnesota loves our farmers now, thanks to the president, who have free trade and fair trade. Right here in Rochester, Minnesota is very proud and loves health care, the kind of plan that you choose, not the plan that government bureaucrats choose for you. And that's why we repealed the Obamacare mandate and the president signed it into law. And one more thing, Mr. President. Minnesota loves your judicial appointments. That's right. Minnesota loves your appointments to the lower courts. They love your appointments to the appellate courts. And Minnesota loves your appointments to the Supreme Court, including Judge Brett Kavanaugh. My friends, that's what's at stake in this election. Due process, the presumption of innocence, the rule of law, private property, in other words, the Constitution of the United States. And if Nancy Pelosi becomes Speaker of the House, you can throw that all aside. But you know what? The radical resistors have to come through Minnesota first. And this is where it stops. I'm not going to let it happen. Jim Hagedorn isn't going to let it happen. And President Donald J. Trump is not going to let it happen. Thank you all. On to November, and let's win there. Well, does Rochester, Minnesota and southern Minnesota love this president? Absolutely. Boy, think back where we were just 2 years ago. Our nation's future was on the line. Had we not won that election, we would have lost the country the way the forefathers put it together. And by the grace of God, and we are grateful and proud, Mr. President, that year, and thank you for what you're doing for our country. I just want to give the president a quick update on the Democrat Party here in Minnesota. They've moved far to the left like the rest of the Democrats across the country. We actually have a guy running for governor who wants to make Minnesota a sanctuary state. Now, we have two people running for United States Senate on the Democrat Party. They love late-term abortion, and they believe in gun control. And we have all these congressional candidates, including the guy I'm running against, who thinks that we should have socialized medicine, single payer. Does that make sense for the Mayo Clinic, Rochester? No. They want to resist. They want to replace. They want to take us back to Obama and then some. Are we going to let that happen? Heck no, not going to let that happen. Mr. President, we're going to work tirelessly, and because of your support and leadership and your endorsement, I want to go out to Washington and serve as a conservative reinforcement to partner with you to keep moving America in the right direction. Thank you, Mr. President. Wow. Good talent. So Jason and Jim are both running against extreme Democrats. Jim's opponent, Dan Feehan, supports a total government takeover of health care, which drives your costs right through the roof, and the health care is lousy, by the way. Oh, that's so. And he wants to make Minnesota into, a sanctuary for the criminal aliens and for gang members. That's the people. They will come flooding up here as soon as you do. It happens every time. Jason's opponent, Angie Craig. Who the hell is Angie Craig? Also wants to take away your health care, and she refuses to support Enbridge pipeline, you know all about that. That would bring more than 8,000 jobs to Minnesota. And, you know, we've really opened up Minnesota. You see what's going on with the mines and the miners and the ore. Worst of all, a vote for Dan Feehan and Angie Craig is a vote for Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House. Can you imagine Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House? Don't do that to me. I didn't buy into that. Neither did you. If Democrats take charge, Maxine Waters will also. Now listen to this one. She's going to take over financial services in Congress. Can you believe it? Maxine Waters. That's one of the most powerful committees in Congress. If you want to stop Pelosi from becoming Speaker, if you want to stop Chuck Schumer from becoming Majority Leader, and if you want to stop the radical Democrats from running Congress, then you need to vote Republican. You have to get out there on November 6th and vote Republican. You got to get it and vote for these people. These are great people. A Democrat-controlled Congress would also pose a grave threat to Medicare. You know what they're doing with Medicare. They'll destroy it. The majority of House Democrats have co-sponsored a socialist takeover of health care that would obliterate Medicare. Their plan is called Medicare for All, except they have no money. But it's really Medicare for none. Their plan would rob American seniors of the benefits they have paid
And they paid these benefits, and they paid so much money for their entire lives. And you take it away. Thank you, darling. Love these people. These people are so great. Republicans want to protect Medicare for our great seniors who have earned it and they've paid for it. And we will always protect Americans with pre-existing conditions. We're going to take care of them. Some of the Democrats have been talking about ending pre-existing conditions, and some people have. You know what I say? We'll get a little more money from China. It'll be just fine. Okay? It'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. We're going to take care of pre-existing conditions, folks. Remember that. The lead sponsor of the Democrats, oh, think of this, the health care takeover. Who's the lead sponsor? I've been reading so much about him. He did predict I was going to win, by the way. I will say that. That's the only thing he's gotten right in a long time. Keith Ellison. Did you know that? No, he did. That's right. He was on a show the day after I announced. On June 16th, I came down the stair with Melania, who's right now in Africa, our First Lady. She's doing a great job. Doing a great job for the people of Africa. Amazing. But Ellison was on a show the day after I announced. And he looked at two people, the hosts. He said, "You know he's going to win, don't you?" And they smiled. One laughed. They smiled. They thought I was just doing this for fun. You think this is fun? You think this is a lot of work. A lot more work than anybody knew. And that's the last time he's been right. But I'm glad he was right about that. Ellison is the #2 official in the entire Democrat Party, and he recently marched in a parade wearing a shirt that read, "I do not believe in borders." Oh, that's wonderful. By the way, you don't have borders, you don't have a country, folks. You don't have a country. Keith Ellison's Democrat Party embraces radical socialism and open borders. The new platform of the Democrat Party is to abolish ICE. They want to unleash violent predators and ruthless killers, and you know it. Somebody would say, "Oh, gee, why is he saying that? That's not nice." It's true. Like MS-13, near our schools, near our families, and into our communities. No good. Republicans believe America should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans, not criminal aliens. And Republicans proudly stand with the brave men and women of ICE, Border Patrol, and law enforcement, our police. Great people. They do an incredible job. My administration has also reformed our refugee program to protect American communities like you have in Minnesota, where you're being treated very unfairly, and to protect your families and your taxpayer dollars. If you want security, if you want a border, then what you have to do is immediately go out. Think about it. Get your friends, get your neighbors, get your workers. You got to go November 6th. Vote Republican. Got to do it. Got to do it. We need the votes. You know, I keep hearing we have a majority. If somebody has a cold, we don't have a majority. If somebody's not feeling great, we don't have a majority. It's like the same. That's why we're getting the wall. By hook, by crook, we're getting the wall, but it's so difficult. These guys want to stop it. They want to stop. You know, it's interesting. We got $700 billion for the military, which is, you know, many, many, many times. We got $716 billion for the military. We are rebuilding our military. But to get money for the wall, their whole life is trying to obstruct the wall because they know we want it. But you know what? It's not working. I'd like to do it a lot faster, but it's not working. We're getting the money. You think it's easy? Not easy. But we're getting it built, and it's already going up in San Diego and lots of other places along the border. This election is about safety, and it's about prosperity. Since the election, we have created over 4 million new jobs. The media will tell you there was no way we could have said that during the campaign. Nobody would have believed it. And we've lifted 4 million Americans off of food stamps. Think of that. You know, when you do that, you save a lot of money, and you also make a lot of people really happy when you think about it, right? We've added nearly 500,000 new manufacturing jobs. Remember, you need a magic wand. You never do that. I say, what happens? We don't build anything anymore? And we have companies pouring into our country. And they're coming to Minnesota. They're coming to a lot of states. But we have companies. They're all coming back. They want to be where the action is. They're all coming back. They're all coming back. The auto companies. I was with Prime Minister Abiy 2 days ago. He said many of our auto companies are coming back. I said, no, that's not good enough. All of them have to come back, all. And he's going to do that. They're all coming back. They've already started. You look at Michigan, what's going on in Michigan, where they're coming back so fast. But they're coming back to Ohio. They're coming back to Pennsylvania, South Carolina, North Carolina. And they're coming in to a place called Minnesota. Do we love Minnesota? $1972. You know what that is, right? That was the last time. And boy, we came like this close. One more speech up here, I would have won this state. I came, you remember, I said, I think I'm going to win Minnesota. And everyone said, no, it hasn't been won since 1972. Is that right? Right? The congressman said right? Yeah, 1972. It hasn't been won. I said, no, look at the crowds. They love it. We're going to take care of Minnesota. We're going to stop what's happening that's so unfair in Minnesota. And then on election night, I said, let's go to Minnesota. But they already scheduled for a great place, a great state. Michigan, that's another one. Hadn't been won in many, many years. I went to Michigan. We had 32,000 people in Michigan at 1 o'clock in the morning. It was already election day. So I had to skip Minnesota. I felt so badly because one more speech. I could have showed up at 3 o'clock in the morning maybe. I don't know. But we're going to win. We're going to win Minnesota. And you see that just by this crowd. Look at this crowd. This place is unbelievable. So something I'm very proud of, African American unemployment has reached its lowest rate ever recorded. African American poverty has reached its lowest rate ever recorded. Think of those two sound bites. The lowest unemployment, the lowest rate of poverty. So think of this. How does you're African American? How do you vote for somebody else? I've done more for them. In 2 years, African Americans are coming up and they're saying, Mr. President, thank you. Thank you. And their median income is the highest. But not only for African American, for Asian, for Hispanic. Hispanic unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. Think of it. Asian unemployment, the lowest it's ever been. People with no high school diploma, that's a very important group of people to me, is by far the lowest it's ever been. Women I'm failing with. I am failing with women. It's only the lowest in 65 years. Sorry. I thought it would be history by now. Because I've been saying African American, I've been saying Hispanic, I've been saying Asian, and women, it's only the lowest in 65 years. But I thought by now it would be okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Got a lot of energy, this one over here. She's got a lot of energy. Thank you, darling. Thank you. 65 years, not bad, but soon it's going to be in history, I predict. My administration has taken the toughest ever action, cracking down on China's trading abuses. We have to stop it. And we have a very good relationship with President Xi. I have a very good relationship, but we can't allow what's happened over so many years to continue happening. They've been taking $500 billion with a B out of our country and rebuilding China. And I said, we can't do that anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For years, China has been draining us, taking our factories and building up their country with our money and at the expense of our workers and our companies. And we're not going to have it. No more. And not only China, many countries. Look, many countries. We defend countries that are very rich. They don't pay us. Or they pay us a small percentage. I mean, look, we get along great with these countries. But take Saudi Arabia. Would you say they have some money? So we defend them. And they pay a small percentage. I said, excuse me, King Solomon, he's my friend. Do you mind paying for the military? Do you mind? Pay. They're paying for 30%. I said, you mind paying? But nobody has asked me. I said, but I'm asking you, King. He's great. He said, but are you serious? I said, no, I'm totally serious. Trust me. And they'll do it. He said, nobody's ever asked him. You're talking about, by the way, you're talking about billions and billions of dollars. Japan. No, President Obama would never have asked. That's not his kind of thing. Not his thing. Why would somebody ask to be paid back billions of dollars? Japan. Very rich, very great country. I told you, Prime Minister Abe, great man, just won a fantastic election, big results. I have an incredible relation. I said to him, listen, we're defending you. We're doing a great job. They were sending missiles over Japan from North Korea. Because of me, those missiles aren't going over Japan anymore. There are no more missiles, no more testing, no more nuclear. We got our hostages back. We get the remains of our great heroes back, right? The remains. The remains are coming back. That was the most beautiful ceremony. Did anybody see that ceremony a month ago? So beautiful. And the remains are coming back. And what do I get? I get the fake news saying, why isn't he moving faster? I just left, 3 months ago? I had a meeting in Singapore. I mean, this has been going on for 75 years. Now, let's say 25 years with the missiles and the nuclear. But no president's done anything. It's like 3 months. And then they'll say, the all-time great, what's taking so long? I said, it's been 3 months. And you don't have rockets. And you don't have missiles. And you don't have nuclear testing to North Korea. I said, I haven't given anything. What have I given? I haven't paid. I didn't pay $1.8 billion for the hostages like Obama did. With Iran, remember? $1.8 billion in cash. Gave them $150 billion. So I haven't given, but I have a very good relationship with Chairman Kim. I have a very good relationship. So, because of that relationship, let's see. I think we'll work something out. Maybe we won't. Who knows? It's a deal. Let's see. But so far, when did I leave? Like 3 months ago? 3.5 months ago? Maybe less? And they're saying, he agreed to meet. Because I didn't give. So, you know what I gave them? I agreed to meet. That's what they say. I agreed to meet. Is that a big deal? I agreed to meet. I asked the Democrats before, we were close to a war with North Korea, I'll tell you what. And my rhetoric was very tough at the beginning. It was really, really tough. In fact, they all said, I'm going to cause a war with North Korea. I'm going to cause a war. And then with Putin of Russia, they said he was too nice.
That was a great meeting. We had a very successful. So they want me to get into a boxing match with them. I think I'd do very well. But with Russia, no. It's the fake news. Fake news. They said with Russia, he was too nice. He was too nice. With North Korea, they said he was too tough. He was too tough. And let me tell you, if I was really rough with Russia, they'd say he was too tough. He was too. These people are loco. I'm telling you, loco. People are crazy. Fake news. The fake news, everybody. They are fake. After years of rebuilding foreign nations, we are finally rebuilding our nation, right? To give our workers and businesses a level playing field, Republicans passed the biggest package of tax cuts and tax reforms in the history of our country. Better vote for Corin. They want to take them away. They want to take them away. We've taken historic action to make health care more affordable. And we've gotten rid of the soaring premiums. You know, the premiums on Obamacare, nobody realized it. They were going up 116%, 138%, 200% through great management and great people. We've kept them down. We've mostly obliterated Obamacare, although we had it won, except for 2 o'clock in the morning. I say it again, 2 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm not going to do it. 2 o'clock in the morning. But think of it differently. We didn't get one Democrat vote. So we're stuck with it, but it's obliterated. And the big thing is we got rid of the most unpopular part of Obamacare. It's called the individual mandate, where you have the privilege of paying a fortune so that you don't have to pay a fortune for horrible health care, right? So the premiums in Minnesota this year are coming down by double digits. Think of that. And I don't even like this stuff. But while we have the remnants of Obamacare, we're working to make it much more affordable than you had. And to reduce drug prices. The FDA has approved a record number of affordable generic medicines. And that's not all. Drug prices are coming down. You might have seen last month where I called up some of the drug companies. I said, folks, you just raised up the drug prices. You can't do that. And they all reduced them. Do you believe it? That's when I said, I've got a lot of power. Pfizer, right? You saw that. Pfizer, Novartis, they raised their drug prices. And I'm bringing them down. I said, what are you doing with raising them? I'm sorry, Mr. President, we'll reduce them immediately. I said, man, this is a powerful position. I've never seen it. First time in the history of drug companies that they've done that. They literally announced it. I called them the next day. I told them I was extremely unhappy. And they said, we're going to reduce it. Who the hell does that? Do you think Hillary Clinton would have done that? I don't think so. I don't think so. By the way, she or whoever it might have been, Crazy Bernie, whoever they put in, they wouldn't have done any of the things. We did the greatest trade deal. Look at the money. We did 4.2% GDP. They were going down. They would have had a minus 4 point. They said 4.2% is impossible. It's going to go higher, much higher. We have such potential between military and trade deals. We have hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fat and potential. And one I love, hopefully you don't need it for a long time or never, to help critically ill patients get life-saving treatments, we passed Right to Try. I love it. I hope you don't need it. I hope I don't need it too. I hope you don't need it. But that's, we have the greatest, frankly, the greatest drug companies in the world. and we would have drugs that will take 4 or 5 years. You know, we brought it down from 14 years to get approved down to 4. I think we'll be at 3 or 2. But still, you got to wait a long time. And a person was dying, a person was terminally ill, and they have a great, possible cure. And so a person wants to see if they could possibly, you couldn't get it. There was no way of getting it. No way in a million years. I worked with Congress, including these guys, and Greg, right? And Jim and Mark and the whole group. But we worked with Congress, and we got it done. I love the name, Right to Try. Now, they can go, they sign a paper. You have no idea. They've been trying to get this for 40 years. Who would think? They've been trying for 40 years. And it is. You have problems with insurance companies. You have problems with trials. You have problems with so many different things. You have problems with everything. Everything is there. And you have problems with liability. I said, sign a document that there's no liability. They don't want to give something, the person dies, and then the family sues the country. That's no good. So you sign away your rights, you take it. And you know what happened? Everybody said, well, that's a good idea. Can you believe this? So after 40 years, we have it. And now people are trying it. And you know what? We've had some incredible results. And it's also telling you whether or not this stuff works. There's something good about that, too. We've had some incredible results, right? I love it. People would fly to other continents, they'd fly to other countries. If they were poor, they'd just go away. They'd have no hope. They'd go to their house or their apartment, and they'd have no hope. Now they have hope. It's beautiful. It's so great. We also passed Veterans' Choice, giving our veterans the right to see a private doctor. See a private doctor instead of waiting in line. I mean, we had people waiting for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 12 days, 9 weeks. We had people that were not very sick. It took them so long to see the private doctor, to see a doctor, a veterans doctor. And they're very good doctors. We really do. We have great doctors. But it's a long process. So they're not very sick. By the time they'd see the doctor 22 days later, they'd be terminally ill. Think of it. They would die. They would die online waiting. They now have the right to go to a private doctor, and we pay the bill. "44 years they've been trying to get it. I thought that was my idea. I came back. I got the greatest idea. I said to all my medical people, I got the greatest idea. It's taken too long. We can never solve this problem. Too many people, too few doctors. They're great doctors, but you can't get to them. I got the greatest. We're going to have the people go to a private doctor. We're going to pay for it." They said, "Sir, we've been working on this for 44 years. But I got it approved because I'm good at getting things approved," right? Right? It's all done. All done. And these people helped me right there. They helped me with it. Right there. And we also passed landmark VA accountability law to ensure anyone who mistreats our veterans will be held accountable. We say, "Jim, you're fired. Out. Get out. Get out." We had no right to do it. Between the unions and the civil service, they could do anything. They could be sadists, and they were. They were sadists. These are sick people. They could be sadists. They could be stealing. They could be robbing you blind. They could be doing anything. You couldn't fire them. They were totally protected. Now you just fire them. Get them out. We have secured a record $716 billion to rebuild our military and give our brave warriors their largest pay raise in a decade. And at my direction, the Pentagon is now working, I'm so excited about this, to create the 6th branch, number 6, of the American Armed Forces called the Space Force. We have the Air Force, now we have the Space Force. I withdrew the United States from the horrible one-sided Iran nuclear disaster deal. And we've opened the American Embassy in Jerusalem. Presidents have been promising that for many, many decades. And I finally know why, because I was hit so hard when they heard I was going to do it. I got calls from every country in the world. Please don't do it. And I told you the story. I said, look, I don't want to take any calls from any leaders of any countries. Tell them I'll call them back. We were going to have it signed on a Monday, big ceremony. Said, tell them I'll call them back next week. Because they were calling me. They were saying, Mr. President, please don't do that. Please, please. So I know why Obama and Bush and everybody didn't do it. I mean, I understand. There was a lot of pressure put on. So I just said, tell them I'll call them back next week. So on Monday, I signed it. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'd call everybody back. Hi, how you doing? What's up? Well, we didn't want you to do. I said, oh, I'm sorry. Gee, it's too late. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? For years you watched as your leaders apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America more than ever before. We're standing up for your values. We're standing up for Minnesota. And we are standing proudly for our national anthem. I'll give you a quick story that they don't know, they never heard. It's hard to believe. I thought they knew everything about me. So in making the deal with Mexico and then Canada, as you know, Canada was very tough, but they worked out fine. And the NFL, because we talk about the flag, and I'm not happy about it with the NFL, okay? I'm not happy. If it's okay with you guys, is it okay with you? Not happy. People should stand proudly for our national anthem and for our flag. So I'm not happy. I'm not happy. But that seems to be working out. Do you notice? That seems to be working out very good. But to show you, so we're making the deal with Canada, and it's big stuff. You know, it's cars, and it's farming, and it's agriculture, and it's factories, and it's big, big dollars, tremendous. They say it's the largest trade deal ever made, $1.3 trillion. But I heard that the NFL had a big problem with Canada on their advertising, on the commercials. A big, big problem. I'm not going to get into what it was, but it was a very bad problem, and it went on for years, and it was really hurting the NFL. Now, I don't care. I like some of the people. I don't like some of it. It doesn't matter. It's an American company. It's a great American company. So during the negotiation, I said, you got to fix the NFL problem. They said, what? I said, you got to fix the NFL problem. Took me 2 minutes. And now the NFL is so happy, it's all worked out. It's all worked out. They don't know that. It's all worked out. Got to fix it. And now our country will be taking tens of millions of dollars more money. It's going to go, a lot of it's going to go to the players, and they'll still hate me. Can you believe it? But you know what? Think of it. It took me 2 minutes. You got to fix the problem. It's because, not because I love them or don't like them. I do like them. It's a great American company. I said, you got to fix the NFL problem. It's unfair what you do to them during the Super Bowls. Very unfair. And I got a call from Roger Goodell. No, very nice. Oh. And I figured he was calling about the flag. Like to say, could you leave us alone, please? And he wasn't. He said, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for what you did. You solved a problem that was going on for years. The Obama administration couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. Nobody could get it done. I did it in 2 minutes. It was like, you got to do it. You got to do it. It was a tiny little part of the deal. I figured, what the hell? It was like 2 sentences. But it was very nice. Roger Goodell called me. And then Bob Kraft, who's a great owner. Now, it's great to have Coach Belichick and Tom Brady. That's a good thing, right? I always say, Bob, you're a great owner and you're one of the luckiest men on earth. You took Tom Brady in the 6th round, right? And you have the greatest coach in football. That's a good thing. And he's a great guy. But he called me to thank me, and Roger Goodell called to thank me. Very nice. And we're all friends. I want what's good for the country. People said to me, true. One of my killers called up. We have very tough negotiators, very smart guys. We have like the A team of the world. He said, you know, we could have that NFL deal. I heard about it for years. Everybody heard about it, what they were doing. They said, you know, I think we could fix that NFL deal. I said, let's fix it. They said, really? You want to do that? I said, no. They're a great American company. They're going to pay tax on that money. They're going to pay the money to people that work and live in our country. Fix the deal. They were surprised. I said, fix it. They fixed it. And it was a nice thing. Okay, enough of that. That's enough of that. Good. So the NFL. Good company. Great people. We're lifting millions of our citizens, and you know this, from welfare to work. Get jobs now. Isn't that great? They're getting a second chance and even a third chance.
All right,
and
folks.
They're getting jobs. And people that are hiring many of these prisoners are saying, unbelievable how good they are. It's so beautiful to see. And before, they wouldn't have a chance. People didn't want to hire them. They're hiring people coming out of prison, and these people are stepping up. I have a friend that hired quite a few. And he said, he can't say everyone, but he said, these people are unbelievable. They're so hardworking. We've given them a second chance. To me, it's a beautiful thing. But to continue our incredible momentum, you have to get your friends and get your family and get your neighbors and your co-workers and get out. And you have to, November 6th, you have to go out and vote Republican. People didn't want to hire them. Send Jason Lewis coming out of prison and Jim Hagedorn to the House and vote to send Karen Hosley. Get Karen Hosley into the Senate. We need her. We need her vote. We need her. She's going to be fantastic. Forget about Tina. Karen, they're going to get you in. A vote for Republicans is a vote for lower taxes, less regulation, and more products made right here in the good old USA. That's what we want. It's a vote to respect our borders, respect our Constitution, and to love and respect the heroes of law enforcement. Great. They're great. They're great people. No easy job. And a vote for Republicans is a vote to reject the Democrat politics of anger, division, and destruction. It's destruction. And to unite together as citizens, as patriots, and as Americans. To everyone in this beautiful, big, rich room, to every citizen watching across our land, this is your time to choose. It's a time to choose whether we turn backward to the failure and frustrations of the past, or whether we continue forward into a future of American greatness. It's not up to the media or to the pundits to decide your fate. It's up to Americans. This was the greatest. To everyone in this beautiful, big, rich room, to every citizen watching across our land, this is your time to choose. It's a time to choose whether we turn backward to the failure and frustrations of the past, or whether we continue forward into a future of American greatness. It's not up to the media or to the pundits to decide your fate. It's up to you. This was the greatest movement, 2016. All those hats, make America great again. Look at them. Amazing. Amazing. The greatest movement in the history of our country. It is. I mean, there's never been a movement like this. There's never been a movement like this. As an example, the presidential elections, not for 2.5 years. Look at this room. Look at this. Look outside. This is not a normal situation. This is the greatest movement in the history of our country, and they know it. And they don't even challenge me when I say it, because if it was wrong, they would be headlines, Donald Trump. It's up to the proud people of our country and the very proud people of Minnesota, a great state. You have the power with your vote to defend America's honor and reclaim America's future. Loyal citizens like you helped build this country, and together we are taking back our country, returning power to the American people. By tough pioneer men and strong pioneer women who braved the wilderness to build a life and to build a home. They didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have a lot of luxury. But they all had one thing in common. They loved their families, they loved their country, and they loved their God. These courageous patriots did not shed their blood, sweat, and tears so that we could sit at home while others try to tear down their legacy and destroy our proud American heritage. For the sake of our freedom and for the sake of our children, we are going to work, we are going to fight, and we are going to win, win, win. We will not bend. We will not break. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never surrender. And we will always fight on to victory. Because we are American. And our hearts bleed red, white, and blue. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together, we will make America wealthy again. Make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Minnesota. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, folks, thank you very much for joining us and choosing us as your stream of choice. As you guys saw towards the end there, the internet connection just went crazy. And we had to do what we had to do, to continue the live stream while we fix the issue with the camera. So everything was perfect up to that point. It was only like the last 5-10 minutes, which is good. That's always a good thing that we didn't have any problems since the very beginning. That's always good. It's always there are always going to be problems, especially with internet connection, especially with so many people in one place. But thank you so much again for choosing us as your stream of choice. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys smack the like button and also click the notifications bell. That way you get a heads up when we go live. Thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice. Thank you to the moderators for coming out, keeping the chat clean and enjoyable for everyone. We'd like to thank everyone that came out and shared the live stream on social media. You guys are amazing, and we'd like to say thank you very much for all of your help and all of your support from us here live at Golden State Times. There's going to be another Trump rally on Saturday, so don't miss it. Live here at Golden State Times, there's also going to be the Senate confirmation vote for Brett Kavanaugh on Saturday, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that too. Again, thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice. Make sure to smack the like button. Make sure to let people know that we are going to be streaming the next Trump rally on Saturday. Thank you so much, folks, and I'll see you guys next time. My name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times, and I'll see you soon. Peace.